What's up? What's up? YouTube. This is April. What's up, my TCG fam? All right, so we are in the house. Finally, I can go over some stuff I want to go over with this, with everything. So let's get into it. Now, first of all, I want to bring up. Well, let me just give a few moments because I start talking before anybody can come in, and then when I see people coming in, I end up um, repeating myself. So let me just give it a few moments and let's see who comes in. And while that's happening, I'm just going to check some stuff here. I don't want to kill anybody's high because I know, anyway. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, is anybody going to come in? Maybe not. Maybe we'll be talking to ourselves. How about that? No, because there may be people that watch it later, so we'll be talking to my family. Yeah, my TCG kid. Oh, by the way, personal friends and family in real life. Personal friends and family, please log off. Don't watch my videos. Don't watch my lives. Don't none of that because it's just not for you. For you, this is raw and uncut. We're just honest here in the TCG fam. Honest. So we're gonna break it down. Honest. We're gonna be honest. So let's be honest. So children, this is not made for children. This is not for my family and friends. This is for YouTube family. Period. Period. In the mass, this is not for my personal family and friends. Period. Because this is gonna get raw and uncut. That's what we're gonna do today. So let's get into it. Raw and uncut. Yes. That's what this is going to be. Raw and uncut, baby. Yes. Raw and uncut. Oh my God, Fat Joe. I told y'all yesterday. I said it yesterday before this this is not cute. I'm looking at it now. Anyway, I said this before. I said it yesterday before it hit the fan about Fat Joe. I didn't say it about Fat Joe, but I did say, I said, yeah, what you're seeing right now with Tyler Perry, I said, y'all are going to start seeing a lot of people suing people for sexual harassment, all this stuff like that. Hey, Vivek. What's up? Hey, everybody. So I did say that. I said that we're going to see people coming out suing people, okay? People coming out suing people because people are living double lives. People living double lives, period. So that's what's going on. So what we're seeing is just the beginning. Puffy's thing has opened up. And let me tell you something. If y'all don't know this, if y'all don't know that Joe, that lawsuit, if y'all don't think that is tied in with this Puffy thing, then you're not connecting the dots. Connect the dots. Pay attention to what is going on. Look at the attorney. The attorney that is representing the hype man. That's what we're going to call him. The person that's suing Fat Joe, the hype man, right? The person that's suing Fat Joe, the hype man, his attorney is the same attorney, what, Tyrone Blackwell, right? Same attorney that represented who? Who did he represent? He represented Lil Rodney. Who is Lil Rodney? Y'all know. Lil Rodney is the guy that pretty much made everything explode. Because Cassie filed a lawsuit. She filed a lawsuit last year, right? She was the first to, come out with the lawsuit and everything. She got her $20 million, and then all of a sudden, bam, here comes Lil Rodney with his lawsuit, right? And then Lil Rodney, once he filed his lawsuit, Fed came in, right? because all the stuff that little Rodney had in his little lawsuit, the government, as they call it in the courts, the government, they had to look at everything and they said, what's going on, right? hmm So if y'all don't know that that's tied together, that's tied together. I know it's tied together. And we're going to see so many, you know what, the sad thing is that this is going to have an impact on our hip hop industry. And we all love our hip hop industry. And that's why I like that most of the because I honestly I don't know Puffy personally. I don't really, I don't like him, but because he's hip hop, that's why I was like defending him. Um, I don't believe in, even still now, now this is just my personal opinion, even still now, I have not seen these federal crimes. I'm seeing crimes. I see crimes, but I don't see the federal crimes, even now. Let's get this, some air rotating a little bit. Give me a moment. But yeah, I don't see the federal crimes. In just a moment. Whew. All right. Let's turn it on, man. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if that's going to do it. We need some air. Oh, yeah. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That feels good. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let's see. I was talking about Fat Joe and, oh, the connection. So I think this is tied to, and I think that this is probably how things are going to come out because people are seeing, especially after Cassie got the 20 million. Because let me tell y'all something. This is what I was trying to tell my mom because she's like, "Why are you defending me?" It's not about that. It's just that some people, like I said yesterday, some people find things normal, whether it's wrong to you or not. Some certain things are actually normal to certain people. You know what I'm saying? So now that Cassie has won $20 million, and well, I'll go get into that in a minute. There's going to be a lot of other people like that Joe's hype man. You shouldn't have stopped paying him. Now this is all alleged. Oh, by the way, everything that we talk about tonight, because everybody is innocent until proven guilty, and this is all alleged. But I lost my train of thought. That's it. Okay, so let me regain it. Let me regain it. Let's see. Okay. But yeah, man. Okay, we're talking about the lawsuits, and there's gonna be, oh, so how they're gonna come out is in this way. So these are tied. All this stuff is gonna be tied together. Okay, all this stuff is tied together. What they're doing is they're making things seem to be separate, but there's a connection, and we all know that we're not stupid. There's a connection, just like the same. Because see, the thing is, the attorney that was uh, that's representing Lil Rodney, he is representing the hype man for Fat Joe. If you tell me while Lil Rod is spilling the beans with all this information, right? All this alleged information, he brought up something like, okay, yeah, and my homeboy, um, hype man, Fat Joe, he went through the same thing because they look. You see what I'm saying? So it's tied. That's what I'm saying when I say tied. It's tied in that type of thing, tied together. So that's what's going on there, and we're gonna see a lot of people. in the hip hop industry that's gonna come out with these lawsuits, and it's just sad. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. What's sad about it, because like I said, I'm not condoning any physical uh, violence or anything like that. I don't support domestic violence, nothing like that. But I will say that um, these people are just like the guy that was on the stand today, Paul, the Paul guy. So this guy was on the stand today, and if you notice, like this man was on the stand, and this man actually like he went through when he was first being questioned by the government, right? When he was being questioned by the government, I was like, wow, this is gonna get tough in trouble. It's gonna have to be a little time. And I was just, and the reason I was saying that was because of the drug, um, him buying the drugs, supplying the drugs, and things like that, allegedly. Um, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my opinion now, okay? When Brian Steele got up for the cross examination, people say, "Oh, Brian, what did he do? He just asked a few questions. He didn't do his thing, Blah. Yes, he did do his thing. Yes, he did. I'm gonna tell you how Brian did his thing. Brian did his thing because he dropped the mic on the court. Brian still got up after all this stuff that the Paul guy said, the mule, whatever. Okay, so after all these things the Paul guy said, oh yeah, I was doing, which I'm gonna get into stuff he said, which is crazy to me, which is why I was like, this gonna get you, puppy. Anyway, so Brian still got up. If before we get into that, let's get into some things that the Paul guy said. So the Paul guy said one thing that really stood out. And now this has nothing to do with Puffy's guilt as far as the federal crimes that he's being charged with. This is more like something that's juicy, juicy news. You know what I'm saying? So juicy news. So anytime I say something that's considered juicy news that has nothing to do with guilt or innocence, I'm going to say juicy news before. So juicy news. Juicy news. This man said that he would test the drug before giving it to Puffy. Y'all, let me tell you, people will do anything for fame. People will do anything to be in the limelight because there's no way. Let me tell you, on the lower level of people buying dope, who do they test the dope on? The drugs and stuff. They test it on the addict, right? Dope, isn't there the addict that tests the stuff? Anyway, this boy said, this young man, I don't know how old this guy is, the Paul guy, he said that he was a tester, that he was a consensual at that. Now, who in the world would test some drugs for somebody? So that shows the desperateness, just like those assistants that were, like the girl that said that she was in his bathroom while he was pooping, like she was in there taking those, like who would do that? That shows like how desperate people, how far people will go for fame, for to be in the limelight with around these stars. They're starstruck because there's no way that I'm gonna test no drug for you. I'm not gonna be the guinea pig. I'm not gonna be a guinea pig. That's crazy. So that just shows the level of desperateness to me. And then like after all that stuff that he said, right? everybody was like, oh my goodness, because the people that testified before this guy Paul, they were assistants, and then Cassie, and then on the personal side, right? And they all testified, and we were like, okay, so Puffy is he's an abuser. Puffy physically abuses his women. We know that, right? Allegedly. No, we know it because he came out and apologized about it. So we know that he physically abuses women. We know that, which is horrible, and he needs to get help for that. That's crazy. No one should be in a physically violent relationship. So we know he physically abuses women. Um, but um, I know I look crazy because I forgot what I was saying again. Um, okay, yeah. So we know the facts. We know what he's not a good person. He's not a good boss. He's not a good boyfriend. He's not a good, whatever. But we don't see these federal crimes. And so today, the Paul guy was bringing in the federal crimes. He was, that's what the government was trying to do. They were trying to get Paul to bring in the federal side of the crime. And so he was, he testified. And by the way, did y'all hear, or do y'all know, the Paul guy was arrested the same time Puffy was arrested. So we all know that this is just like the Woody thing. Woody didn't want to get in trouble, so he just starts flattering stuff, right, about Young Thug and all this and the whole everybody, because he didn't want to go to jail. So this guy, you heard him say that he was a college basketball player. So this guy was not no thug from the street. This guy, he got caught with the drugs, and he was like, I don't want to go to prison. And when you are scared and you don't want to go to prison, if you're not about that life, you're gonna start feeling. So they say, hey, we don't want to put you in jail. We want the big fish. We want the big man. All you have to do is tell us where, when, who, where, how, whatever. He's gonna be like Lil Woody and just throw in extra stuff too, like volunteer information. So basically, like stitches, but they're stitches because they were caught doing the wrong too. They were caught doing the wrong because he was caught with drugs. So these people, the assistants, the Paul guy today, like these people are. That's my dog. The people are pretty much not wanting to get in trouble. I don't like this. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So these people are not wanting to get in trouble, and they're willing to do whatever they have to do to not get in trouble. They don't want to go to prison. And it's like they're given what do they call that? They're given immunity. They're given immunity, so they're promised, okay, if you spill the beans, you're not gonna go to jail for this stuff. Okay, so I don't know where everyone has gone. Okay, so moving on. So that's pretty much what happened today with Puffy. We're gonna move on because I'm telling you, this Fat Joe situation is crazy, crazy. I cannot believe that. I'm gonna tell you something. This is Fat Joe is not. He does not seem to be this type of person. I will say this now. The problem I have with the Fat Joe situation versus the Puffy thing, the Puffy thing is, as far as the courts now, as far as what's in the lawsuit, the courts, I have not seen anything in regards to underage people dealing with Puffy. Okay, just the rumors, but I'm talking about what's come out in court. There's not been anything about no underage people. But now with the Fat Joe thing, this, these people talking about some underage people, and that's when I say underage, I'm talking about like 15, 16. Like, I have a problem with that for real. I have a huge problem with that. Like, huge problem. Like, man, I have a huge, huge problem with that. So this is all alleged now, because evidently Fat Joe is denying these claims. Mm-mm-mm. Whew, telling you, these people living these double lives. Let me just say this: if you're living a double life, a secret life, and you have somebody partaking in the secret lifestyle with you, don't know that you are gonna have to pay that person forever, or do whatever you're doing. You're gonna have to get that you're. I wish these people would stop living these secret lives and just be. You know what? If they would come out and just be themselves, they would save so much money, millions, and that's it. Look at the rapper Nas. I mean, he's not hiding behind closed doors. Mm-mm. Oh, and then also the juror. So the defense. Now we jump it back over. So we're doing the ADHD thing. So we jump back over to the puppy. So the puppy thing. We have the juror that the defense was trying to get um, kicked out. Um, Now I don't know the full details of this, but it sounds like so. But the judge denied it. Let me just say this: it seems like that judge is just like the first judge that was handling the Young Thug case that was recused. Remember, he was removed because he seemed biased. This judge seems that way to me. Like he's too quick to make decisions when it comes to the defense's request. So usually when someone makes a request and they're quick to no, you know what I'm saying? They don't. It's like they don't even think about it. That's showing a sign of bias, being biased to me. So I wish, like I said yesterday, I wish that we could be in the courtroom, and then like the information that we're getting, to be quite honest, the information that we're getting out here, unless you're in the courtroom, information is being disseminated based on the person that's providing the information. So, like, say for example, if I'm in the courtroom and I want to come out, it's a break. I want to come out and tell everybody what's going on, where we stand, and all that. Like, I can leave something important out just because I don't want people to hear that, because I want it to be, I'm creating the narrative. So we're getting this information, even the news, even CNN, all these people, like we're getting information based on how these people want us to hear it. The best way to keep to follow this trial, honestly, is probably going by someone who's strictly just doing the whole transcript and not putting any opinionated, not who's someone who's not on either side, and that's usually a person that's just stating the facts. The facts are what is being said. Those are the facts. Who's on the stand? What is being asked? What is being said? That's all we need to know. What is the judge? How is the judge responding? Who said I object? Who sustained? You know what I'm saying? We need to. That's all we need to know. But a lot of people that's bringing us information, they're like leaving stuff out that we find out about later, or they'll say a statement and then they'll add their opinion, like I'm doing. I'm adding my opinion, but I'm not, disseminating information directly from the courtroom. So, all right, so we're gonna get into some of the stat information. what? That's honestly, I'm more surprised with the Fat Joe situation than the Puppy situation. And I guess because 50 Cent, he already set us up for the Donor Fat Joe situation. I mean, excuse me, the Puppy situation. 50 Cent already set that up. We've been hearing about Puffy for many, many years. Just like we know about Tyler Perry. That's not a surprise at all to anybody, I don't think. I don't care who you are. That's not a surprise. But Fat Joe? I don't know about that. That doesn't even sound like Fat Joe is a manly man. You know what I'm saying? He's a manly man in our eyes. But you never know, because like I said, people be living double lives. So let's get into some of Fat Joe and what this situation is. Okay? All right, so that's about today. All right, so Dixon, that's the guy that's suing. Who is he suing? Oh, Dixon is the guy that's suing Derek Dixon, I think. That's the guy that's suing Fat Joe. And yeah, he is being represented by the same attorney that represented Lil Rodney, Tyrone Blackburn. Looks like that. Tyrone Blackburn. So that's the lawyer who's tying these things together. What? Come on. This man, so wait, hold on, let's rewind. This says that Tyrone Blackburn is the lead counsel in the Sean Diddy Combs case. Oh no. Okay, no. Scratch that. So yeah, he's the attorney for Lil Rodney. Okay. All right. So alleging sexual assault, SA, harassment, and failure to pay his underling. 1 month later, see, 1 month later, after Lil Rodney's lawsuit, that's when they raided Puffy's mansion. All right. So Dixon, now this is the hype man that's suing Fat Joe. So Dixon states in the complaint that Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situation, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance. Well, you know what? I've seen these guys have been together since I've known of Fat Joe. I'm gonna be honest. Like when I think of Fat Joe, I think of Terror Squad. I think of like let me show y'all because some people don't know when they say hype man. Like this is just we like when you see this person, you think of Fat Joe. When you see Fat Joe, you think of this person. I mean, that's crazy. This is a huge surprise to me. Huge surprise. Mm-hmm. Picture. Now they got so many pictures yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, this was a shocker. But again, this is all just at the beginning of stages of this stuff. So, and it's gonna be so many more people, y'all, that comes out with stuff. And we don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? We don't know these people. We don't know what they have going on behind closed doors after they get off stage in their personal lives. We don't know. Look at Tyler Perry. I mean, I've always thought when Tyler Perry first got married, if is he married to his child's mother? I don't know. But when he first had his child, I already knew what that was. I already knew what that was because there's people that already had reported on Tyler Perry that he was trying to ignore. All right. But this was a shocker. What? Forgive me. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so wait. Hold on. Okay, so Dixon is the guy suing Tyler Perry. Forgive me. The hype man, I don't know what his name is. That's suing Fat Joe. That's not Dixon. Forgive me. Whew. And this is how it's gonna be. The next few like even after the puppy trial, no matter what happens with the puppy trial, like just because Cassie got $20 million from her lawsuit, there's gonna be so many people that comes out with suing people from them having a personal relationship with somebody and trying to get the money and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to find like an older picture of them when they were, the stuff. Okay, here's a good picture. See. Um, that's not a good picture. Okay, this is a good picture, I think. All right, so check this out. The guy in the orange skin, that's the hype man. That's the hype man right there. See that? The guy in orange. See that? So what does that? When you look at the picture, look. Here's a better look. When you see that, so this is who's suing Fat Joe. Now, when you look at this, you're like, no way. These people have been together performing since I've known of Fat Joe. You understand? These people have been together since I've known of Fat Joe. So this right here, this makes it unbelievable. And then Fat Joe has never been a dramatic type of person. He's always seems to have that like calm, cool, you know, that manly type of vibe. He's not dramatic and in people's stuff and always in drama. He's not into that. So that's very surprising for me. Now, some people might know more than me. I don't know. That would surprise me. Anyway, let's get back to the details of this lawsuit. Okay. No, no, no. Dixon is the guy. Dixon is are both of their last name Dixon? The last name Dixon is the last name of the hype man. Yeah, because it says right here. So Dixon states in the complaint that Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance. You know what that is, right? So that means, I'm assuming, things were being recorded. Now, let me say this, okay? Lil Rodney came out and just blew the bombshell, just spilled all the beans, right? What if, what if Lil Rodney, what if he spilled the beans on the hype man? Like, yeah, and that Jordan, they into this stuff too. And like he said, surveillance, right? So there's some kind of proof. And now he's like, okay, I don't want people to be thinking I'm a certain way, so I'm gonna have to fight. I don't know. Okay, that's just assumption. That's just assumption. So we don't know about that. I'm just assuming. So okay, let's just stick to the facts. Okay, so by his own estimation, Dixon states in the suit that he was coerced into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his standing within the enterprise. They're just setting him up for a federal lawsuit. I mean, a federal charges. Look at the words that they're using: coercion, enterprise. They're setting Fat Joe up to be charged by the feds as well. Most shockingly, the suit claims that Dixon personally witnessed Fat Joe engage in sexual relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old, and lists three such Jane Doe. He lists three of them, including such Jane Does, including a 16-year-old Dominican girl in New York, who, in exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill, would perform oral sex and other sexual acts on the rapper. Wow. I'm telling you, man, if that comes out to be the truth, I will, I will despise that girl. And I don't care. Let me tell you, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Anybody involved in some underage crap, like, I have no respect. No respect. Minor Doe 2 is a Caucasian female and not a United. See, he's going into details. And not a United States citizen. Fat Joe began having sexual relations with minor Doe 2 when she was 15 after a concert overseas. Oh, she's not a United States citizen. Defendants flew minor Doe 2 to New York City and Miami. Okay, who is going to let their 15-year-old fly somewhere to a different country, to New York City, Miami? I don't care who you are, who's going to do that? These parents have to be accountable too. Like, these parents have to be accountable too. If this comes out that this girl was 15 years old and she was able to fly to a concert and be with these grown men, the parents should be charged too. That's what I feel. Like, Cassie's parents should be charged too. They're saying the 19, that was when she performed publicly, but she was with anyway. So, defendant flew minor Doe 2 to New York City, Miami, Florida on multiple occasions due to minor Doe 2's body being adolescent and not fully formed. What? Defendant paid for her to get a Brazilian buffalo. Okay. Like I said, now these things right here, in my opinion, they're more damning because this is gonna make Fat Joe look. He's gonna be hated. Okay, according to Dixon, defendant again. Now he is innocent until proven guilty. This is all alleged. This is what Dixon is proclaiming. Defendant was in love with minor Joe 3. So this is the third minor. He even contemplated leaving his wife. The defendant paid all minor Joe's bills and even took her overseas to his tour stop. He brought her to Florida and would put her up in a condo he rented. He blocked from his house with his wife. The lawsuit states in a recorded conversation, what? Recorded conversation? Minor Joe 3 and her 15-year-old cousin described in detail to plaintiff how inappropriate it was for the defendant, who was in his late 30s at the time, to be fawning over children. All right, so Fat Joe is older than me. This is when he was in his late 30s. Let's see how old Fat Joe is. I'm curious. How long ago was this? And they're just now coming out. Because honestly, if this man, this hype man, Dixon, if he, let's just see how old this is. Okay. So Fat Joe is 54. Okay, now see, this is the problem that I have with even Dixon, the hype man. So if you are a witness to someone housing up a minor and doing all this for a minor, and you didn't report it then you are guilty as well. So how are you going to come out and sue anything? Like, you are guilty. How? This is crazy. This was over 20 years ago. 20 years ago. So you let these people, these things happen to this minor, supposedly. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. This is gonna be crazy. This is crazy. So there has to be a reason why this hype man is coming out trying to sue Fat Joe. Like, this don't even make sense. If you were so appalled by the situation, why didn't you report this? Why didn't you do something about it? Why didn't you send this girl home? Why you didn't say, look, man, Fat Joe, I'm not down with this. Bye. I don't want no dealings with you no more. I don't, what's the deal with this? This happened over 20 years ago. Inappropriate it was for defendant who was in his late 30s. It's crazy. Oh, the guy is Terrence Dixon. So the Tyler Perry plaintiff, his name is Derek. This one is Terrence Dixon, the hype man. So based on Fat Joe's representation, this is Terrence Dixon is doing this for retaliation. Oh, so it appears that Joe's attorney, so it appears that Fat Joe was bringing out some kind of extortion. So Terrence Dixon, the hype man, must have been trying to extort Fat Joe. And then Terrence Dixon, this is based on Fat Joe's attorney. Terrence Dixon is turning around now, like, out of retaliation, trying to sue Fat Joe. To me, it sounds like if anybody has done something wrong here, it sounds like both of them have. That's what it sounds like to me. even with them, like even for the, I mean, if this is all true, this is all alleged at this time, but if this is all true, what caused Terrence Dixon to extort Fat Joe to begin with? What is it that Fat Joe, is it, what is it? Do, because you've been with a person for all this time, you're looking at them like they have to be closer than family, is what I'm thinking. So you're looking at them. So think about your brother. Like you would never. That's crazy. And if you saw your brother doing something, if I saw my brother doing something wrong, especially if it pertains to a minor, I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna say, look, I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like something crazy, and you need to know. Like no one's gonna let that slide. So you're gonna say something, and you gotta do something. Mhm. So I don't know. This is weird. This is very, very. This is weird. This I'm telling you, the Fat Joe lawsuit is gonna bring more surprises than this Diddy thing. Because I'm telling you, even like the Diddy, the situation with Diddy, and people not knowing who his father is, like, well, excuse me, not him. Okay, the reason I said that, people not knowing who his father is because Frank Lucas, first people were saying that Puffy's father was friends with Frank Lucas, but then a long time ago, when that movie first came out, it was a rumor that that was Puffy's father. So if you look at these people's testimony and listen to how they're saying that he talked to people, he treated people, you know, it's like he was mimicking what? It sounds like he was mimicking a mobster or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to this. Leave ADHD. Leave us alone. Okay. So law enforcement is aware of the extortionate demand at the heart of this scheme. The allegations against Mr. Cartagena are complete. That's Fat Joe. Are complete fabrications, lies intended to damage his reputation and force a settlement through public pressure. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. They're trying to get a settlement. Mm. Concealment fraud. Pistol Pete. Wait, hold on. So this is against Pistol Pete as well? I'm confused. So yeah, this a lot of stuff that needs to come out. Because Pistol Pete, I thought was the hype man. Wasn't it? Okay, let me look that up. So there's no confusion because I could have sworn that Pistol Pete was his name. Stage name. See. Yeah, that's him. be the same person. Alright, include that. No. Pistol Pete is one of the co-defendants. So that's with Fat Joe. So who in the heck? Okay, so that, so which player? Okay, so who in the world? So it's okay. We gotta let's find it. Let's find out who in the world. Cause I was thinking Hype Man. I'm thinking Pistol Pete. Okay, so who in the world is Fat Joe's Hype Man? Um, dang, you're not trying to show that man. How can you get that removed? How can you hide that? That can be hidden. Let's see. We're gonna find out. Don't worry, we're gonna find out because alright. Oh, it's Titan. Okay, so yeah, I don't recognize this dude. Oh, you know what? I'm so happy because cause when I thought of Hype Man, I was thinking it was Pete, Pistol Pete, but it's not. Okay, so Terrence Dixon is. Let's see if I can get this. Um, X Hype Man. I don't even remember this one. To be honest, I don't remember this guy. I just know of Pistol Pete. I thought that was the Hype Man. I don't know who this person. This is. I'm telling you, this is just. I don't believe this. These people trying to get money. These people trying to get money. I'm sorry. I don't believe this crap. Because honestly, I don't even remember this person. Look, does that person look familiar? Think back to. Go look at performances even. With Fat Joe, the Terror Squad. Does this guy look familiar? Mm, that is crazy. Alright, so let's get back to the facts in this lawsuit. See, that's why it was so damning for me. I really thought it was Pistol Pete. Now that this makes it completely different. Not completely different, but it does change a lot of things. Because this is not, in my opinion, this was not his, you know, a person that was like this with him. So So this could be anybody that's just trying to get money. Oh, it says the suit additionally named Jay-Z, Rock Nation, claiming that the company who represents Fat Joe knowingly participated in concealing, transferring, and manipulating Dixon's authorship, rights, and royalty interests, and sought to intimidate, harass, and obstruct the hype man's legitimate claims against Fat Joe Torres. Ooh, so he actually, this guy is suing Fat Joe Torres, Pistol Pete, and another dude. The suit additionally names Jay-Z's Rock Nation, claiming that the company which represents. Okay, so Rock Nation represents Fat Joe, knowingly participating in concealing, transferring. Wow, alrighty, Rock Nation. So it depends on when. I'm telling you, all this stuff is gonna come to light. All these, when I say come to light, like all these folks are gonna be having to explain themselves or get a lawyer and stuff like that because this is going to be so many people that, oh my goodness, are going to be tied to all this puppy mess. Tax. According to the lawsuit, the defendant engaged in deliberate tax fraud, tax fraud schemes in an effort to conceal their extensive wage theft, artificially inflated. So there's tax fraud. What the world? Man, you know what? Just like I said in the Young Thug trial, if you're gonna do some dirty, not condoning doing dirty, why does everybody know your business? What the world? Engaged in deliberate tax fraud schemes in an effort to conceal their extensive wage theft, artificially inflate victims' tax liabilities, expose them to unwarranted tax audits and penalties. A component site, the whistleblower accountant who came forward last year as well as reported phone calls that helped paint the picture. Wow, they going at it. The move comes after Fat Joe Fat Joe sued him first. See, Fat Joe sued Dixon in April for slandering him on social media by claiming that the Bronx rapper, what are you? Just a second. Okay. The Bronx rapper who enjoys high level political connections. So Dixon said this is the right way to fight Joe through the system. You can't find him no other way. Dixon tells Variety in an exclusive interview, Joe thinks he's a god. Joe thinks he's untouchable. This is like some personal vendetta stuff to me. I'll be back. on. And I don't see anybody in here. So, mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. I know one thing, Fat Joe has lost a lot of weight. Mm-mm. Mm, 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 mm. Psychological control, sexual coercion, psychological control, forced exhibitionism, and surveillance-based humiliation. So that's like a recording, filming while whatever you claim to be coerced into, including being compelled to perform sexual acts under observation, being filmed or directed. Mm. These sex-based abuses were not private, incidental, or isolated. They were integral to the enterprise's culture of dominance. What the world? All these fools. Now again, this is alleged. This is in the lawsuit. Okay, so here's what Pistol. This is how Pistol Pete gets involved in this. They were integral. He's talking about the incident to the enterprise's culture of dominance and humiliation, enforced by defendant associations such as Pistol Pete, JB, and others. That's it kind of sounds like some grown men standing around saying, "Yeah, do this, yeah," and filming. It sounds crazy like that. Like that's what they're describing. That's what it sounds like. Okay, so In Thursday's complaint, Dixon claimed that the activity took place on Market America's corporate yacht and at its mansion properties where Fat Joe orchestrated repeated orgies involving plaintiffs. Are they meeting over 20 years ago? I'm like, involving plaintiffs, female dancers, and minors. Crazy. Mm-mm-mm. What? The suit claims that Fat Joe also issued death threats and witness intimidation. That's normal. That's normal for guys from New York when you trying to hurt them. They always threaten death. See, that's what I'm saying. Some stuff that I hear is just normal. You're not supposed to do it, but some stuff is just not abnormal. Well, no one's coming here. Few people can, but not enough people to go through all this with. So, I'm going to get off and I'll do a video of my take on everything. If you are watching what's called a replay, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. And hopefully, the Fat Joe thing, if it goes to trial, that means that it would be probably have turned into a federal case, so that one won't be televised either. I don't know. We'll stay up to date, but I'm not just gonna sit here and talk to myself like I am right now for too much longer, because it's been like an hour, and I don't know what's wrong, but hey, whatever. I do have another channel I want to connect it to though, because completely separate and different. But in order to have a channel grow, you have to have support, and just keep that in mind. Thank you all anyway for who's come in, and as you can see, I'm a little mad, but I guess that's something that you can't control. I don't know. I don't know how the YouTube lives work, but this is just not my idea of a live. So I am going to get off this live because I feel like I'm talking to myself, and that's kind of crazy. So yeah, that was my take. A little bit. Mm-mm. So yeah, be sure to subscribe. I still stay up to date with everything through short videos. I try to bring a little humor to situations that's going on in the industry. So be sure to subscribe, like the video, and maybe one day we'll have a real live. I don't know. I got to figure it out. But this is not it. This is not it. So let me figure it out. And in the meantime, thank you again for anyone's support. And I will check you out later. This is April TCG, and I am out.